Hi guys, my name is Elise Rosado, and today I'm going to teach you about ventilating. What you're looking at right now is a face wrap. A face wrap is a cling wrap molding that we do to an actor's face. On there we can draw the shape of the nose, the lips, the chin, and as well as the facial hairstyle that we'd like to recreate on the actor's face specifically. This allows you to customize facial hair. We do the same process on the head to inform where the hairline of the actor is when we're building the fronts of wigs, or even if you're building an entire custom wig. Over top of the face wrap, we have a layer of lace, which is a net material that we tie individual hairs to mimic the natural hair growth patterns of our human bodies. We do this with a ventilating hook. Ventilating hooks are kind of like crochet hooks, in my opinion. There's a very small divot in the tip of the metal that allows you to catch individual hairs. So you can catch as little as 1 hair or even up to 5 hairs. In this style of hook as well, you have so many different options of types of hooks that you can use. There are hooks that have a deeper divot in the middle so you can catch more hair. There are smaller hooks for even more minuscule laces. We're using like a standard theater lace, but if this was for a film, like a professional movie, the lace is even finer and the holes are even smaller, so you would need an even smaller ventilating hook. In this example, I'm using human hair. When we're tying human hair, we like to use loose gatherings or wefts of hair. And we typically blend different colors to create a more natural appearance. Because our hair, if you look at your own hair in more detail, is never just one solid tone all throughout, but a lot of variations in tone. I like to wrap the hair in a loop around my finger. And then after it's wrapped in a loop, I use a spray bottle. And I like to wet the loop of hair. I find that in the process of tying the hair, if the hair is wet, you'll get an even tighter knot in the end. Here you can just see the general shape of how this process looks, of catching the hair, looping it, and pulling all the way through to create a knot. In this shot, you can see a more detailed example of this process. So you insert your hook, you catch some hair from the loop we created, you pull through, wrap around, and pull all the way out to create a knot. This is a very detail-oriented process that seems very painstaking as a beginner, for sure. It's also very difficult, as you can just see that I broke one of the strands of hair. Since we're using natural hair, you have to be very careful, very delicate with the hair you're using, and also delicate with the lace. The lace can easily stretch, bend, or break. So this requires definitely a high level of patience, but also for people who do this professionally and who have done this for many years, this process becomes very easy and becomes just a product of muscle memory. There are people who can do facial hair, like such as I'm doing, like a mustache, in the span of a few hours, and do them very well. When you're tying hair, it's also important that you pay attention to the hair growth that you're trying to mimic. Like, what direction is the hair growing in? How thin or how thick should the hair growth be in that area? That'll inform whether you're catching one hair or multiple hairs, or even how close the knots are to one another. And there you have it. This is how to ventilate for beginners. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that this was helpful.